Darren with My RV Works. We're in Port Orchard, Washington. It's really beautiful. The battleships are just over that way. It's really amazing to come see those things. Kitty Hawk is there in her berth, looking all pretty. So today what we're going to do is we have an opportunity. We're working on this RV on some other related issues, and we were going to be doing a backflush on the water heater, and I said, hey to myself, hey self, let's bring our audience along and show them how to do a backflush on an Atwood water heater. So here we go. Come on in a little closer and I'll show you what we're going to do. Atwood water heater. A couple things. I've got another video, go look for it, where I explain what all the wires do, what this does, what this does, what this does, what this does, what this does. Go look for that video. YouTube, My RV Works. Go to our playlist. You're going to find water heater videos, and there's all that. But today's video is only how to backflush, because that's all I want to focus on. Keep it short, keep it sweet, keep it simple. Plastic plug is spec on an Atwood water heater. Let me grab my 15/16 socket. So we're going to put a 15/16 socket on that. Okay. Oh, step one, step back. Bleed the pressure off the water heater, so we're going to get wet. Okay. So now I'm all wet. You're going to get wet on this job. Now, let me show you this. Pan back real quick. So what we're going to need to do this, 15/16 socket. I like to go with a bit of an extension and something that I can get some angles on. This is a type of thing that you would find at a camping store. I made my own, some Teflon tape or paste, and a garden hose with some good pressure on it, okay? And that's pretty much all you need. If I think of something else, I'll be sure and let you know. Okay, and is this armed? It's armed, okay. So now we got our 15/16 on there. We're gonna put our socket on that. A note to Atwood. Atwood, we love you. I'm sorry, Dometic now, because Dometic bought Atwood. So this is, I guess, a Dometic water heater. I guess it's a Dometic water heater now that they bought them, okay? Why did you put your plug and the gas valve in the same place? That's like crazy. So I think all the engineers at the water heater factory should have to do this at least once a month, just to say, well, gee, if we raise this another inch, we might give the technician a little bit more room. So now that we've taken the pressure off, we're gonna just loosen that. Okay. There we go. Okay, we're going to throw that away. I'm gonna put that right there. We're gonna put that right there. We're gonna let it drain out. Now there's a trick, watch this. Notice how when I close that down, it's going slower. So what you could have done is closed your lever before you took the valve off, and it won't spit out at you, and then it's like that milk jug upside down thing. You raise this and you let the water in, okay? This is a 6-gallon water heater, and notice I said water heater, not hot water heater. A hot water heater is kind of redundant. If the water was already hot, why would you heat it? So it's actually a cold water heater. So I don't want to hear anybody calling these things hot water heaters. That's just dumb. So let's let that drain out. Okay, this next part's going to be kind of fun. Customer states this has not been backflushed ever, so we might get some good chunky stuff coming out of this thing. Sometimes we do, sometimes you don't, but this is something you should do every year. If you're full-timing in your RV, you should do it once every 6 months. And I don't know if you can see that, Ann, but see that buildup in that plug right there? I am expecting that we're going to get some sediment out of this water heater. So here we go. Are we ready? You ready? Okay. But you're going to say, well, Darren, nothing came out, therefore I've backflushed my water heater. But I want to be very clear. You have not backflushed anything. You've drained. Draining your water heater, and I've even seen some people, well, where what they will do is they will open the plug and they will turn on their city water and just let this drain out. That is a passive process. You are not actively getting anything out of your water heater. You're just draining it. We need this to actively get in there and blast this crap out of our water heater. You with me? So you can drain it, and this is what you do in the wintertime when you winterize it, but if you're going to notice nothing came out. It's clear water. I'd take a shower in that. Now let's see what happens when we actively backflush our water heater. I'm expecting good results because I got some evidence of it sitting right there. Here we go. Are we ready? See? There we go. Okay, look at that, look at that. That's milky, murky stuff. but it was coming out clear. So we're just going to keep doing this till it comes out clear. Now while we're doing that, I'll show you what this does. Pan over to here. I'm just going to open my valve. See how that's putting out a lot of pressure? That's kind of what's going on with this thing in that. Now I'm not getting as much chunky stuff. It is kind of that. Now I wanted to say Atwood. A Dometic tank, formerly Atwood, is an aluminum tank. And so where's the rust coming from? Well, it's not coming from the tank because it's an aluminum tank. If we were to do this on a Suburban, and guess what? My Suburban viewers, you need to do this too. Okay, but your Suburban tank is nice and convenient. See, Suburban engineers figured out, well, let's put the plug down here out of the way of everybody. Atwood still never got the memo, and they put the gas valve right in the way of the valve, so the drain plug. So we got some chunky stuff coming out here. There's a couple pieces. Now, while that's happening, let me mention this. These work fine. I don't have a problem with it. If you're going to be doing this yourself, just go pick up one of these. They're not that expensive. I do this all the time for folks, and this thing has just gotten fatigued over the years, and I wanted something a little bit more stout and rigid to work for me. So, but you don't have to make this. Just one of those is fine. In fact, I'll put a link on the description down below on where to get those. So we are actively back flushing our water. Actively black flushing our water heater. Still coming out kind of brown. I'm going to keep doing this till it comes out clear. And see some of this gritty stuff that's just working itself down. All that was in the water heater. I have seen it a lot worse, believe me. I've seen it where it's just like the ocean, the seashells on the side of the beach coming out of this with all the calcium buildup and everything.
Seemed to be at his toilet.
Yeah, folks, I'll tell you this. The service call for this was because the toilet was not getting any water going to the toilet. And we came with a new valve, expecting to replace the valve because the valve had failed. When we got in there, we never even had to pull the valve because there was all this gritty sediment, not really mold from the freshwater tank, but like what we would expect to have gotten from the water heater, that had clogged up the toilet valve. So we cleaned all that out, and the toilet's working fine now. And that's what's led us to, well, is it possible that the manufacturer, I'm all wet, is it possible that the manufacturer connected the toilet to the hot water instead of the cold water? It's possible. And where'd the gritty calcium stuff come from that we saw in the valve of the toilet? And that led us to here. Since it's supposed to be done once a year and it hasn't been done a long time, that's what we decided to do the backflush. So we're starting to get some clear water coming out. So at first it was all yucky nasty, and I think we've got some stuff. We did get some chunky stuff. I just saw one float by right there. But I think we're good. Okay, so when you're convinced that you've got clear water coming out, remember it was real nasty, dirty, muddy when we first started it. Like a river down south. I can say that because I'm a southern boy, y'all. All the rivers down south, well, in Louisiana, they're kind of orangey. But in Texas, Grapevine Lake, we lived on Grapevine Lake for a while, and Flower Mound, that was some nasty water. Anyway, if you're living on Grapevine Lake, you know what I'm talking about. Up here in Washington, our water is crystal clear. It's just amazing.
Miami, Florida was even worse.
Yeah, Miami. We stayed in the Everglades. Gator Park. Love Gator Park. They were awesome. We had a 16-foot, what was that, a boa constrictor or something? 16-foot boa constrictor. We came out of our RV when they're like, hello. We let the boys know they came and made him dinner. So shout out to those guys. So you could use Teflon tape. I prefer paste. Well, Darren, why do you like paste? I don't know. When you put the thing on, it helps lubricate and it doesn't make the threads any bigger, and it works just fine for me. Enter the purple gloves. Okay, a shout out to the gloves. I'm going to put a link to these gloves. I've tried all kinds of different gloves. I've got them from parts stores and auto parts stores. I don't know, I think these are like surgeon. I'm gonna put a link to these gloves. They're like purple gloves. These have taken a beating and they still work. So I'm gonna put a link down below to my gloves here that I like.
And they don't break easily.
And they do not break. I'm pretty rough. I've had the other manufacturers, what is that? The SOB gloves, which is some other brand. Not what you were thinking. So I've had some SOB gloves, and they were supposed to be good because that company makes products for mechanics. And those SOB gloves were tearing like crazy. I want to get the old Teflon off of this. That's what I'm fighting for. So here's a trick question. If Teflon is used to make something waterproof and you don't have the gloves and you get it on your hands, what do you get it off with? So that's why we're gloves. Okay, let's put this back in there. My little thing broke. So now, are we all convinced that it's coming out clearer and all not chunky? Okay, so now we put this back on. Now, I have had a love-hate relationship with these things because sometimes they go on cross-threaded. So if yours starts going on cross-threaded, just know that Darren's been there and I'm thinking about you. There we go. Okay, now I'm done with gloves. Let's see, my Marine Corps, we had to decontaminate with Mickey Mouse gloves and stuff, so I think I did that right. I don't remember. Anyway, okay. So, what was that? 15/16 on the Atwood. Okay, now we can turn on our water pump. And do not turn your water heater on. Is it a water heater or a hot water heater? I forgot what that guy said on that YouTube video that time. Do not turn your water heater on. I was confused. It's a hot water heater. Do not turn your water heater on when there's no water in it, or you will do some serious damage to it. So now the water pump is running, and we are filling our water heater. Well, how do we know our water heater? How do we know our water heater's filled, Darren? Well, when water starts trickling out of the pop-off valve, then we'll close that and we'll be good to go. So, anyway, let's close this up. Ta-da! There you go, folks. If you found value in this and seen me get all wet and laughing at my stupid jokes, give me a thumb up. That's how you can add value, or that's how you can thank us, by giving us a thumb up. YouTube likes, their algorithm likes when we get thumb ups. And subscribe to our channel if you like things like this. You could just go to YouTube, My RV Works, because happy campers say My RV Works. So hope that helped you. Share it with your friends. Thanks for watching. This is Darren from Port Orchard, Washington with My RV Works saying see you later till the next video. Bye-bye.